Batman v Superman is generally hated. There's no other way around it. This is a movie that people do not like. But after all of this time, with having two different versions of the film, one theatrical that absolutely sucked, and one Ultimate Edition that did flesh some things out, is it still that bad? We will find out in just a second, but before we do so, thank you for clicking on this video. This is CertainVids, a channel where we like to talk anything and everything in movies. A lot. And this is my review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Let's begin. What is your TV Nation? Welcome back to another upload. Today we're going to be discussing Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. But before I give you my thoughts on this film, jump down into the comment section below and let me know what you think about this movie. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or are you just in the middle on it? How does this compare to all the other DCEU films that we have gotten? And even though it isn't really a Batman film and it isn't really a Superman film, how does this compare to all the other Batman and Superman films that we have? And before I go any further, I do want to quickly plug my Instagram and my Twitter. They're both at CertainVids. You can go follow me on there. I post tons of exclusive content, behind the scenes footage, and interact with my viewers on a daily basis. So that's the best way to get a hold of me. Also, be sure to follow me on my Letterboxd. It's also at CertainVids, and I post about all the movies that I watch throughout a week on there. So whether I film a review, whether I don't film a review, you will find out my thoughts on every film that I watch. But with that said, let's jump right into it. So in terms of backstory, I'm kind of with everybody else. Didn't really like the theatrical version. Just thought it was a pretty poor film, and when the Ultimate Edition came out, didn't really give it a chance until like a year or two later. But I saw it and I was like, hey, this is not bad. This is a pretty good film. I like this film. I don't know why everybody's crapping on it. I'm a huge defender of this film now. Well, all good things must come to an end, because I kind of hate this film now. I'm being honest with you guys. This is just not a film that I enjoy anymore. There are a lot of reasons for that, but we'll start with some of the positives, because I do still like some things. First off, Ben Affleck, I really enjoy his Batman. Okay, let's just be clear about that. His Batman is awesome. You can tell he got super shredded to play the role, and I'm gonna be honest, I like my Batman kind of beefy, okay? I don't love Batman when he's slim and when he's slender, you know. I want my Batman to be a jacked man, you know. That's kind of where I'm standing, and Ben Affleck really just pulled off this role quite well. I really enjoy the voice, you know. The voice is, I mean, I like Christian Bale and what they did with the whole "I'm Batman," but it's very mechanized, it's electronic.
Tell me, do you bleed? You will.
And it just adds a sense, it just adds an extra layer, and it just really does feel gritty. Speaking of Batman, Jeremy Irons, I really like this actor, and I think he was a great Alfred. Still not, you know, Michael Caine, but, you know, for what he was given, I really liked him. The action in this film is very grounded, and I really like it. It's quite a spectacle, you know. Not everything is incredible, but especially the final battle, it's really awesome. And a specific part of that is Wonder Woman. When she comes in, her theme plays. It's an epic moment. I really like Gal Gadot in this movie, and Wonder Woman was actually used as a fantastic character. Not too much of her, kind of a subtle mystery to her, and she was like one member of the League that was trying to be set up in this one film that I was like, okay, I'm buying into this. And all things considered, Superman's death was actually quite impactful. The fallout of it all was kind of emotional, and they did do a good job of everything post Superman's death. You know, I didn't really think they handled it quite well in Justice League, but this, like, the immediate fallout was actually handled pretty well, so I'll give them that. Yeah, that's kind of it. I know that was a very short positive section. Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't like. Henry Cavill, you know, he's my favorite Superman actor. He is. I don't like him in this movie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't think he was doing a good job. Maybe the material he was given wasn't exactly great, but I didn't really like his acting. You know, I not phoning it in, but just kind of, he was just kind of getting his lines out. I'm gonna be honest. I might say that a little too much, but I'm gonna be, that's my honest, those are my honest thoughts. I do not like Henry Cavill in this movie. I love him in everything else. He's my favorite actor to have played Superman. But this movie just, wow, it did not do him justice. There you go. No, but besides that, really, I did not like Henry Cavill, and I really don't like Amy Adams in this movie either. I think she's given a pretty bad performance. If I'm being very truthful here, I don't mean this to be a hot take or anything. I'm just saying what I observed, and I observed not a great performance by Amy Adams. If you remember in my Man of Steel review, I said I also really like Amy Adams in this film because she's great in everything. But I guess I just kind of forgot about Batman v Superman because, yeah, she's not giving a good performance in here. But the two really big issues I have with this film is that you never really connect with Bruce. You never really connect with Gotham City, and it's because you haven't had time to. That's my big one main issue is time. This film feels like it's running out of time. It's trying to develop everything. It's trying to set up everything in this one movie, and even though it's an extra runtime, it still doesn't really feel like it's enough. You need an entire movie to really, maybe multiple movies, to kind of set up every single member of the League, and this film is just trying to go through it all. It's trying to skip a few of the beats that are kind of necessary, and I don't really like that. You know, Batman and Gotham are supposed to be a crucial part to the DC universe, but here they just kind of feel lackluster because you haven't had that time to really explore the depths of the city. You haven't had time to connect with their characters, which is why Batman and Alfred and all these Batman-related characters, they don't feel authentic. They don't feel tangible. Nothing really feels realistic because it's just kind of all being shoehorned in, and it all feels really forced. You never form a connection with Bruce or feel sympathy for him during the beginning when Superman and Zod are wrecking Metropolis, because you haven't had time to. That's the big thing that I want to emphasize here. Time is of the essence, and in this film, it's running out of time, yes, but if it was given more time, it would have been so much better. This movie thinks it has to introduce everything all at once when it really doesn't have to. If Warner Bros. Had just been a little bit smarter about this universe they were trying to build, it could have been something great. It could have been something awesome, something on the level, on par with the MCU. Instead, it just feels like this rushed, formulaic, just super dark and gritty kind of failed universe that really struggled to get off the ground. And BVS is the main cause of that. BVS is the movie where they were trying to get through everything, where they were trying to put everything in one place and have it all connect, when this isn't really a story you can do in a trilogy. This is a story that needs multiple movies to really pan itself out, and BVS just kind of rushes through everything. And I was speaking about the runtime, how it could have been used to the movie's benefit, but it really is a bit of a bore most of the time. I found myself struggling to get through this film, and it shouldn't be that way. I shouldn't be bored during a superhero film, but I was with this. I don't mind the super dark tone. I don't mind this gritty political take on all of these characters, but I do mind boringness. I do mind, you know, uninteresting plot lines. I do mind it when I don't really feel invested in a story, especially a story about characters that I really, really love. Maybe say for Superman, but you know, that's a hot take of mine. I really shouldn't be feeling the way I did during a movie like this, which should be so epic with Batman and Superman fighting, but Batman and Superman don't really fight. They fight for like a little bit, and the fight's kind of underwhelming, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was just not a great conclusion, not a great payoff, and the setup was just way too drawn out. And there's just one little thing that I have a problem with, but there's this scene that had me laughing. At least it made me want to laugh. There's this scene when a cop is like looking at a criminal. You know, the criminal's been branded and everything, which, by the way, Batman kills in this movie, and it's completely just no. But there's this cop. You know, he's looking at a criminal, and there's a lot of suspense being built up, and the camera kind of pans around, and it shows Batman. And he looks ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a ridiculous shot. I mean, I know I like Batman when he's like super tough and like really built, but that scene just did not fit. He was like in the corner. He was in a little corner, like acting like a bat. But he looked ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie to you. He looked ridiculous because it was just shot so poorly. It was shot so weirdly. It was staged really weirdly, and I just did not like that. It really took me out. It really took me out. And so with all that being said, I hate to admit it, but I don't really like this movie anymore. I know a lot of people do try to defend it, and that's perfectly fine if that's your opinion, but for me, I'm just not really a fan of this movie anymore. I used to be, not really anymore. Credit where credit is due. The action is actually quite awesome. The warehouse fight is spectacular. I mean, that's some of my favorite Batman action on the big screen, but from a filmmaking standpoint, from a storytelling standpoint, it's just not a very interesting film. A film that I struggled to get through, and so overall, I'm gonna have to give Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice a C with one thumb down. and 2 out of 5 amusement stars. You know, I'm really thinking about it. I think the C, it's kind of, it's a below average film. It's not terrible, but it's a below average film for me. The 1 thumb down, you can watch it if you want to. I don't recommend it. It's just, for me, if you were a fan of this film previously, I don't really exactly think you're gonna be a fan of it anymore. That's just my honest opinion. And then the 2 out of 5 amusement stars, it's not like completely a bore. I mean, like the scene at the Capitol, that was pretty captivating, but the action, it all kind of makes up for it. There's a couple of jokes here and there. They try to have some humor. Not all of it lands. It's a very, Jesse Eisenberg, I didn't even talk about him. I don't like him as Lex Luthor. Let's just forget that. Batman kills in this movie. The Martha scene, it could have been, I mean, I don't mind it, but I mean, it could have been so much better if Batman didn't kill. There's like a huge reason for that I don't want to start rambling about in this video, but overall, I just don't like this movie, but maybe you do, and that's the important part. Let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts on this movie? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you just in the middle on it? All of your thoughts, comment them in the section below. Also, if you did go on to enjoy this video, click the like button, it helps out. Click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you stay up to date on all future content. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a great rest of your day and stay positive.